Nice. 3, 2, 1. Let's jump on in here. Excellent. So we've got Supa, 1669. OldGreg, 1669 exactly. Holy crap. This might be the first game I've seen where both players are at the exact same MMR. Oh man, that's awesome. Alright, let's see if we got the overlay correctly. Oh no, W3 booster's not on. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Let's see if I can turn that on real quick. Yeah, yes, they do indeed have the exact same MMR. Oh man, the most fair balancing I've seen yet. But OldGreg in the bottom left here on the yellow Undead, and we've got Supa on the blue Orc in the top right here. Both players, very standard opening, nothing crazy, no fast graveyard, no fast fiends coming out from OldGreg. Game running, overlays visible. Hopefully that's working now. I'll wait and see. Give me 1 second here. Okay, yeah, I think that looks good here. Do I have Supa on the right team? No, I don't. Let me flip-flop those logos right quick. And both players are just kind of getting things going at the moment. So, not too worried about missing anything at this phase. Okay. Ah, that looks pretty good. Alright, now we've got those fixed. Yeah, double nice. 69 times 2. Nice. Acolyte coming out, giving the poor little rabbit or squirrel a nice hug of death. Prepping that corpse for the Rod of Necromancy follow-up. From Supa, we've got the War Mill coming down nice and early here. Might still see one grunt pop out here at the barracks, but definitely gonna be seeing some headhunters coming out from him. Death Knight on the Undead side, Blade Master on the Orc side. Big time carry heroes. There's that one grunt magic. Blade Master coming on out. Be interesting to see here if Supa decides to go for some Windwalk harass or going the mirror image route for just nice safe creeping. We'll just have to wait and see what these guys decide. Mimnon SC, welcome to the stream, my man. Hello there, indeed. Blade Master coming out, not blocked in, although he did have to take a little bit of a detour. Left turn in Albuquerque. DK coming out. Are we going to see the TP cell into Skull? This might tell us what's going on here. We did see the TP cell, but OldGreg not opting to pick up the Skull of Blight that is usually indicative of a fast expo coming out. Mirror image coming out from the Blade Master. That's definitely going to show us... Oh, maybe Creepjack? Acolyte, hug? Oh, not quite, buddy. Not quite. Nice try from OldGreg. Committing a bit of APM as a resource up top there, seeing if he can snipe that kill, but the Blade Master says, no sir. Just clearing out our basic creep camps here so far. Once again, nothing crazy. T2 starting in for OldGreg at the bottom here. T2 starting in at the top side. Both players at almost the exact same T2 timing. And we're just going to see some friendly handshake. There goes the Acolyte. Going down, 125 XP there, 100 XP there. I don't think it's really quite enough to make too much of a difference on the level 2 and level 3 timings, but we'll see what happens. Oh man, the Secret Valley looks like it's off in no man's land. That's kind of weird. Huh. That's alright. W3 booster displaying slightly strange in my opinion, but that's alright. Man, look at all these freaking skeletons. Golly. Wish I had a wisp to detonate right on top of that. But with all those skeletons, gonna make it nice and easy. Oh, how interesting. When I have a unit select... Oh, hey, there, it fixed itself. Nope, now it's not fixed. Man, W3 booster, having some issues today. Both players clearing out the creep camps. We've got the headhunters starting to roll out. No upgrades quite yet. Still just going to stick with that one grunt. Blade using the mirror image and the grunt to do the majority of the tanking here. Any crazy item pickups going on yet? Oh, nice Wand of Mana Stealing. That's going to be super useful. As long as he can hit the real Blade Master. We'll have to see if he whiffs on that or not. Real Blade Master out front. No need to use the wand just yet. Skeleton going down, giving over a little bit of XP here. Supa feeling pretty good with the headhunters starting to roll in, more trickling in from the map here. T2 still ticking. Undead not really working on much more than Death Knight, Skeleton Warriors, and a Ghoul. Decent chunk of XP going over, but the Undead player is still in the lead, clearing out that orange camp with all those summons. Very, very nice. Headhunters starting to reach a bit of a mass here. Got 4, 5th on the way. looking pretty good so far. No Expo clear out from either player. A little surprised to not see the Undead player go for at least clearing out the Expo with that first orange camp, but
a player's forces are under attack.
OldGreg instead opting to use some of the skeletons for harass on the peon line. This shouldn't do much, maybe cost Supa a little bit of APM as he has to switch some in and out of burrows, but they may also just desummon before they even do anything. A little bit of scuffle breaking out in the middle of the map. Supa just picking off more creep camps. Ooh, and the Dark Ranger pickup from OldGreg. This is really fun to see, especially with the life drain changes. So Dark Ranger counting as an undead unit, free coil heals if needed. Well, I suppose free is a bit of an overstatement. They do cost mana, but she is undead. She is able to be healed by the Death Knight. And the fun part is that the life drain from the Dark Ranger can actually put life back into the Death Knight. So this is one of the only combinations that the Death Knight actually has somebody capable of healing him. But we'll have to see here. Taking a lot of harass damage off the headhunters here. There goes the coil for the heal. It really seems like OldGreg just trying to buy time. We've got that slaughterhouse cooking. We're going to want to see the obsidian statues get out really before the undead player wants to start massing up an army and fighting. But the headhunters just keep trickling in, keep rolling in. We've already got the T3 started. Just trying to go straight to that berserk upgrade. And once again, OldGreg perfectly content. He sees this massive orc army. He's just trying to run them around, keep them off of the base. And if he wants to play Ring Around the Rosie, he seems pretty much fine with it. Dark Ranger did start Black Arrows, so the Life Drain tech is not available. She is not a battery yet for the Death Knight. Death Knight going to have to dip back in, throw out another coil, get her home safe and sound. And they are secure in the Undead base, but we don't have any tower upgrades. No Nerubian towers, no Spirit towers. And the Orc player sees a free building, and he's going for it. Blade Master running around trying to harass the Dark Ranger, harass the Death Knight. Any one of these hero kills actually going off and happening could be devastating to OldGreg at this juncture. Great use of the Cloak of Shadows to block this point off, letting the Dark Ranger fire off pot shots, pulling the ghouls off the lumber line. Maybe a little slow, but seems like we're fine. Cryptus still has plenty of health. But do we leave any ghouls or do we pull them all? We pulled every ghoul. This is every lumber ghoul. Lumber income is now stagnating for OldGreg. Ah, the boosters flip-flopped again. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. Orc pushing into the base, not feeling any tower pressure because the Town Hall is in flight on the upgrade, so there's no shots even coming off from the Halls of the Dead. Previously, was it the Black Citadel, Dark Citadel? I can't remember what its T2 name is. But either way, an Orc player not taking any tower shots feels very comfortable taking down that crypt. Let's see. Item status on both heroes. Plenty of mana options on the Death Knight. We should see a ton of healing coming out. Supa taking down the first red camp of the game. OldGreg opting to start clearing up towards the gold mine, potentially. Clearing out another orange camp, trying to get some more XP on that Dark Ranger. I think with this particular hero setup, I really want to see him wait to take a fight until we get that Dark Ranger on level 2. So we can get that life drain going, so not only can she drain life off the Orc army, she can also start feeding it right back into the Death Knight. I've really been wanting to see this combo, so I'm really hoping that's what we see here, but admittedly, the silence on the Dark Ranger is really good. It's very useful, so we may just end up seeing that happen. Healing Wave into Hex taken on the Witch Doctor, or sorry, the Shadow Hunter. There goes the Expo clear out here. So while he's doing that, is Supa going to smell this out? Mirror Image Scout going out, going through the main. No idea that he's clearing it out yet. Nice, Destroyer form being upgraded, so we will see some Destroyers on the field. There's our Lich, third hero for the Undead, already coming out, looking good. Gonna have a great Orb Carrier, nothing too crazy. Third hero coming out from the Orc as well. TC, gonna be Endurance, or I imagine. Maybe War Stomp. I don't anticipate Shockwave, though. Nice pickup on the heal scrolls. Orc player grabbing the Pipe of Insight. Beautiful Brilliance Aura to regenerate that Shadow Hunter mana, as well as the Blade Master mana, but mostly just the Shadow Hunter. We'll have to see what item OldGreg gets off the top left red camp here. A little bit of map movement. Troll Berserker upgrade has been completed with that one range attack upgrade. Kodo Beast on the map. And the Orc army looking pretty brutal, pretty vicious. a slow kill on the Drake here. A nice a nice measured paced skill. Boots of Quel'Thalas, not overly useful, unfortunately, for the Undead. Oh yeah, Tiny Hall. Yeah, the Tiny Hall stuff could definitely happen. You could see a Tiny Hall get popped out from Supa on the top side. He definitely has map control. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing him do that. Supa not seeing the Undead army, not seeing any towers besides the main base here, going for the Black Citadel. He's just right-clicking on it right now, taking it down. I don't think he's going to have time to actually kill it, though. So I don't know if this was just an attempt to get a bait, because, oh man, it is getting quite low. No Acolytes pulled yet for any repair. But OldGreg sweeping in the backside here. Ghoul stepping up on the front line. TC taking a lot of damage here. Oh, man, the coil coming out, nuking him down before he can use. The TC was the scroll carrier. No armor scroll, no healing scroll. Heal coming out from the Shadow Hunter. But, oh my god, the hero damage is out of control here. Blademaster goes down to Coil Nova as well. The power of the Undead hero stack showing off. Oh, no, does the Shadow Hunter go down as well? Oh my gosh, this is tragic. This is terrible for Supa. All three heroes getting nuked down before they can really use any of their items. Blademaster goes down before the TP scroll can go out. TC goes down before any of his scrolls can get used. We see the Tavern Resurrection on the Blademaster and the TC are done, but neither hero has any mana, and the support of the Shadow Hunter is just off the map. Nova going out on the Kodo Beast, gonna get that last pick. Great Ghoul Surround by OldGreg, really showing off some great micro, especially in that last fight. That is brutal, and we've got a massive 4950 Undead triple hero orb carrier army with the Claws of Attack on the Lich. Lich is level 2, and this is probably going to be game. I don't know if Supa can really fight his way out of this. No expansion to try to hit him with his purse, no towers, no spiked. Well, I think maybe we do have spikes, but no, I don't think we have spiked upgrade, and no reinforcements on the buildings. The buildings are paper. They're going to go down here. But we're still jockeying for position. We've still got some army left. We've got the Troll Berserkers ready to rock. We'll just have to see what happens here. I don't know if the nuke's going to be enough. Lich running a little low on mana here. But we're just going to start tearing through these Berserkers. Not insanely effective against the heavy armor on the ghouls here. TC is in a bad spot. This guy's going to go down soon. He did get the heal scroll off. I'd love to have seen that scroll protection be used. Right now it's just sitting in the inventory collecting dust. Man, statue's healing, Undead is nuking, Blademaster goes down again, Shadow Hunter shortly after, and I don't see how a GG's not coming soon, and there it is. Man, wow, that fight in OldGreg's base was brutal. That was really tough. I feel like Supa got caught a little off guard there, and you know, the TC got in a bad spot and got pretty low, and before he could really react, the TC goes down to the coil, then the Shadow Hunter and Blade shortly follow. Man, really, OldGreg really showing off the power of, you know, Coil Nova on the Undead side of the house. That was tough. Man, that fight just looked very, very one-sided. But this is a best of 3, so let's see what Supa's gotten planned for us, in store for us, for the next game. Go ahead and check W3 booster. That's going to be OldGreg 1 to 0. And, you know, it's unfortunate. This is a matchup I'm not overly familiar with, myself being a Night Elf player, and I'm not really sure. Oh, I think they're already in the next game. Greg 2 join. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, in lobby. But yeah, I'm not really too sure what changes we'd want to see out of Supa on this. I mean, the Undead player just going for a really strong one-base play, waiting for that triple hero, that orb carrier on the Lich coming out, and just nuking. So I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I think you know, a good bet is always to get in there and start laming, start harassing, and see if you can maybe pick a few acolyte kills, kill a few ghouls perhaps. But I don't know. We're just gonna have to see what happens this second game. We're gonna see if Supa's got any adjustments for us here. Maybe we see Farseer come out instead. We get some wolf harass. Maybe we see the classic Wyvern Rider Rush, which may have been quite effective against OldGreg's army composition. We didn't see a single fiend on the battlefield, no gargoyles, nothing really to fight air. So maybe Supa takes some notes from that, but that can be a pretty brutal strategy to go against Undead, as we do have easy anti-air access on the gargoyles, easy anti-air access with the fiend webs. So a bit of an all-in. So we may just see more of the same. We may see him just try to execute that strategy a bit better. We'll have to wait and see. Curious to see if OldGreg goes for the fast expo this time, or just sticks with that DK 1-base play. Very strong. Undead still a challenging race to pilot, but not overly difficult when you stick to that 1-base plan. Okay, we're seeing the War Mill come in again. We're seeing the Blade Master come out again. With this timing, we may see him skip the first grunt, but I think we'll still see the 1 grunt Blade Master for creeping. Like I said, I think I would like, especially OldGreg being a little greedy on these Ziggurats, not really upgrading to Spirit Towers, not upgrading to even 1 to Nerubian Tower, and really going so quickly for tier 3 that, you know, the Necropolis is going to be upgrading, and it won't be able to attack either. So I think we could get some pretty easy windwalk kills on this. On the Acolytes on the gold mine there. But we'll have to see what we have in store. We've got our first grunt coming out. We've got our early Acolyte coming out, giving the hug of death to one of these poor defensive little critters. I didn't see him get it, but prepping that corpse for the Rod of Necromancy. Death Knight coming out from OldGreg. And pretty much just looking like the same opener from both players. No adjustments quite yet. Mirror image taken again, so we're just going to see Supas try to go straight into that creeping, using the mirror image to stay healthy, and start amassing that headhunter count.
A player's forces are under attack.
And I think this might, was this a case of Supa waiting too long last game to take his advantage? There was a point in time where he was just chasing OldGreg, kind of ring around the rosing with both the Dark Ranger and the Death Knight, and that might have just been the kiss of death. He spent too much time just kind of walking around, and that should have been the notification that, oh man, he really doesn't want to take me back to the base. He's just trying to run me around in circles here. Go take the fight at the base. He's not ready. So maybe all that needs to change is Supa goes the exact same build order, but we see him push that aggression as soon as he has the appropriate mass of headhunters. OldGreg going straight into that T2, basically a little slower than the T2 timing on the Orc player, but not much at all. And like I said, we're basically going to see the same thing, so I think it really comes down to, Supa has a window before OldGreg gets to T3, gets all 3 heroes out, gets the orb purchased, gets the double obsidian statues rolling. Like, that is the window. That's the window for getting in there and doing some damage. So I think the name of Game 2 is, does Supa realize this? Does he feel this out? And does he go for that aggression? Because if he does the same thing as Game 1 and he waits too long, I think it's just going to be the same result. I do like seeing the Expo get cleaned out, maybe even seeing an Expo take. That could be an angle instead, going for 2-base play against the 1-base. Getting a chance to hit him with the wallet, hit him with the purse, so to speak. Once again, OldGreg not feeling any danger to these Acolytes. No, not even a Nerubian Tower at home. Creeping along quite nicely. Nice Talisman of Evasion pickup on the Blade Master. That's definitely going to help some of the survivability, but gosh, against this same comp, if he does go DK into Dark Ranger into Lich, kind of would have preferred to see a Rune Bracer, but I can't remember if that's the same item tier as a Talisman. Once again, snatching up that Wand of Mana Steel on the DK. Freaking, I love to see this item on these mana-hungry characters. Once again, OldGreg taking the massive summon count, although a little less than it was. I think he might be feeling that. Goes ahead and does a sacrificial dagger on one of them and gets healed up. Acolyte scouting out that this expo is cleaned up, and maybe OldGreg feels like he's smelling something out. I don't know how much time these skeletons have. Yeah, skeleton warrior is already halfway done. No more Rod of Necromancy. I think he's just kind of buying time again. I think this is all this is going to boil down to is OldGreg trying to be on the Orc player's side of the map, because if you're both on that side of the map, guess whose base is completely fine? There's no threat at all to OldGreg's base right now. And if he's going to rush straight into that T3, he's going to rush straight into that slaughterhouse, the exact same comp as game 1. This is what he wants. He wants Supa to be messing around, chasing these heroes around, chasing these skeletons around, staying on his side of the map doing creep camps. I mean, I think if I'm OldGreg and I'm in this situation, I'm feeling pretty good right now. T3 started, Halls of Dead on the way. No T3 yet from Supa. Still seeing that same Headhunter composition, but T3 is going to be a little slower this time, so that Berserker count's not going to come in. Supa coming, OldGreg coming in from behind. I mean, honestly, anything he gets out of this... Oh, snipes the healing salve on the ground. I guess Supa had to drop it. He was full on item count. Picking that up, picking up a Headhunter kill. And I mean, I think OldGreg, like I said, is completely fine with this. Might get that second Headhunter kill. That would be great. Oh, one more snipe. Yep, there it is. Skeletal minions popping out from the Dark Arrow kills off of the Dark Ranger. DK dropping pretty low, did snipe, hilariously enough, a healing salve, so does have the option to back up. Oh, where's the Hex? Where's the Hex? There's the Hex. Blademaster gets in on the DK. One more crit, one more crit, one more crit! Oh, come on, Supa! Come on, Blademaster! Oh, man, the Unholy Aura speeding away, healing salve ticking, and not losing the DK there. OldGreg's feeling quite good about that. Oh, man, so close. If only Arashikage had flung out one more crit. So close to getting the kill there. Great take on the Hex. Great instincts to go ahead and Hex the DK to get the slowdown there. And, one of those minor consequences of going the Headhunter route, not having units in melee range besides the Blademaster. Nothing there to block. Nothing there to get in the way. Nothing there to surround. Oh, not without moving all your ranged units into melee range. Both players falling back to creep, and T3 is cooking. It's on the way. Supa's halfway done. OldGreg's T3 about 3/4 of the way. And I feel like... man, I'm worried. I'm worried, guys. I'm worried that Supa is once again waiting on this late game triple hero powerhouse to come out from the Undead before this attack comes in. And the timing is just going to be straight in favor of OldGreg once again. OldGreg clearing out his Expo finally, making sure it is an option. Although we have plenty of gold left in these main bases. Neither player feeling particularly pressured. Oh, it is in favor. I'm sorry. You're correct, Amobi. W3 Booster has been flamboozling me lately. There we go. Thanks for the heads up. It is 1-0 in favor of OldGreg right now. They flip-flopped sides, so W3 Booster, I guess, my free version isn't smart enough to switch those numbers over correctly. Or I messed something else up, who knows. Great program, by the way. Appreciate Pad developing this for us to use. And offering a free version. Because I'm broke. I ain't got $15 to spend on a pro version, but I'm thankful to everybody that does. There's the Obsidian statues. I'm sure we've got Lich on the way. We do. Destroyer tech coming in as well. Blademaster, Mirror Image scouts going down. Sentry Ward in the middle here is going to scout out OldGreg coming into the middle of the map. Looks like we may have a slight contest on this merchant camp here. Maybe not. Neither player going in. Supa's probably got the Berserker upgrade cooking. Yep, Berserker upgrades in the tank. Kodo Beast is already out on the field. But once again, this army composition, he's got a short window here before the Lich joins up. But I really would like to see him fighting right now. I'd really like to see him fighting OldGreg right now, but we're not seeing that. Both players are just content to creep camp. Supa taking the more higher priority camp, going to get a better item off the deal here. I do like seeing the lesser invulnerability on the Blademaster already. Do we have any outs? We've got the healing scroll there. Oh, Legion Doomhorn. Oh, that is a fantastic pickup here for this Headhunter composition. Oh, man, especially if we get that TC out again and we grab the Endurance Aura, that is going to be a speedy army. Kind of handshaking on changing sides of the map here, but Supa definitely going to get to the Undead base before OldGreg gets to the Orc base. What does Greg decide to do here? Does he go for the trade, or does he come back home to defend and take the fight? Slaughterhouse producing another statue actually stuck on PopCap. Supa taking the fight here, trying to kill the Slaughterhouse down And really, this is gonna be a repeat of game 1. This is gonna be brutal. The Undead Army is gonna come right in the backside. Berserk getting popped on the slaughterhouse, not gonna be available for the actual fight. Okay, that's great. I like to see this. I think this is a really smart call from Supa. You know, just seeing the Undead Army come in, go ahead and bounce out. It's unfortunate he didn't get the slaughterhouse, but he didn't lose the game off that. And I think if he had stayed there, I think if he had stayed to take that fight, I think we see game 1 repeat. And I think he just dies and loses his whole army. So this is good. We've got Orb coming out on the Blade Master. Do we not see a skill take on the TC? No skill take on the TC yet. I really want to see that Endurance Aura come out. I don't think the Shockwave or the War Stomp's really worth it. War Drum upgrade coming out for the Kodo Beast. Both players hovering at that precipice of low upkeep. And nothing really fancy from OldGreg. This is kind of fun. We've got the ghouls. Did we already get the Frenzy tech? Or is that ticking? Are we not going Frenzy? I don't see Frenzy on the top right here, but man, they're moving pretty quick. I feel like they might have Frenzy. I think they do. I think he's already got the Frenzy buff. W3 booster just isn't showing in here. Yeah, okay, so we see the War Stomp take. That is going to be big. That is a lot of ghouls getting stunned for a very, very long time here. And now it's time to see what does the Hero Micro do. Blade Master going down really low, getting that Coil Nuke combo off, but catching it just in time. This particular engage, backing off, healing him up with the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter pinched in. Nova goes out. Uses the health potion of the Scroll of Healing. Another healing wave comes out. This is really going to come down to which player can micro it. The hero's better. Shadow Hunter goes down. No outs left. The potion of invulnerability must have been used already. I missed that, but nothing else available. Headhunters are going down, but the ghoul count is very, very low. Very, very low for OldGreg here. And we've still got plenty of headhunters here. Still got plenty of code. The Kodo Beast ticking down, trying to get more hero focus on that BM, getting him out in time this time. Not losing the Blade Master is critical here. This is awesome. I think Supa's doing just fine. If he can just back off here, walk back into his base, use the Headhunter harass. The Undead heroes are running a little low on mana, but there are still 3 of them available. TC getting surrounded. I think he can get out to that bottom left, though. Oh, he's going to go down. No items available for him. No healing potions. No invulnerability. Don't even know if he had enough mana to War Stomp still. I think Supa could have just run him back into the middle of the base. I'm pretty sure he had a way out to the southwest there. I don't think that was a full surround. Destroyer out. This will be helpful for deciphering which Blade Master is the real one. You can see it already ticking on both mirror images, so OldGreg knows exactly which BM is the real one. Another Devour coming out. That's great. I like that. That's great tech against mirror image. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with the Undead versus Orc matchup, so some of these things I'm kind of seeing and processing in real time with you guys. Revive coming out on the Shadow Hunter. Should come out in time. TC is going to be down for a while. No Orc units in place to get a Tavern Revive, and the Undead army filling back up, ticking that mana count back up, and just deciding when and how he's going to take this fight. We're seeing any deviation from the army composition. Nothing really, just feeling very confident with that ghoul count. So we've got ghouls ticking. We've got the triple hero available. Undead players got map control right now, running out. Maybe pick up some more items. I think at this point, see, the gold is just so scarce right now as both players refilling their armies, but would really like to see some more items on the DK, either Invuln, health potion, mana potion, just something. But there are camps to take, there are items to pick up, so we'll have to see what we've got in store here. I think I might have missed a priority item. What item? I don't recognize that other horn. Is that the Devo Aura horn? Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. Man, Shadowhunter's stacked on auras. Once again, if we can get that TC up and get that Endurance Aura, man, all of a sudden, the Orc army's got 3 very, very useful auras coming in the backside on the Undead army here. Destroyer available, but not enough time to micro properly to just suss out which BM is which. Mirror Image is doing a great job of tanking a lot of free damage. Headhunters on the backside pretty free, just slinging out. Wand of Cyclone used on the Blade Master. I don't think that's what it's named, but that's what it does. Nothing too fancy. Silence coming out from the Dark Ranger. Just trying to pick off these Headhunters. Every one of these Headhunters that dies is fantastic. Coil going out on the Destroyer, keeping it away from death, even though it approached quite narrowly. Man, both players just trying to micro their hearts out here. No hero focus, mainly just going for units right now. Destroyer refilling its mana, getting more orbs of, I think, Desolation to sling out on those auto attacks. Last two statues morphing, coming out of Destroyers. OldGreg feeling the pressure in this fight, wanting to make sure he takes it. Orc Army looking like it's a little healthier here. Death Knight's in trouble. Death Knight might go down here. Hex goes out. Blade Master trying to get that last auto attack, but the speed, there's no Windwalk. And the Death Knight's just going to run away. I don't think he can catch here. And this is brutal. This army needs the Blade Master. If this Death Knight can't get killed, he cannot run the BM out of this fight. We still got 2 undead heroes on the backside here. Look at all these dark minions coming out from the Dark Ranger. That is crazy. Not a single one of these is from a Rod of Necromancy. These are all from the Black Arrows from the Dark Ranger. Expo already coming out well-timed behind that fight from OldGreg, getting back to that 50 count, realizing he's got income to spend and spending it properly on getting the Expo updated. We'll have to see if Supa opts for the Tiny Hall here, but I just don't think he's got gold for it. I think he's got to refill this army count. Kodo B surviving. Healing self, trying to get things back up. Once again, I really think the right take here is Endurance Aura. But the army count, man, this is looking brutal from OldGreg. He's smelling blood in the water. He's coming back in. He's got mana on the heroes. Lich is ready to rock, ready to throw out Novas. DK's got enough for at least one more coil. Destroyer shredding. Dark Ranger pumping out more minions. Blade Master going down again. Dark Ranger, nope. Okay, Death Knight's good. Death Knight getting low there, but properly getting out in time. Had the health potion ready to use. Or the healing scroll, didn't quite see it. Warstomp coming from the TC, getting a fair number of skeletal minions and ghouls in that stun, but putting himself in danger, getting surrounded here. He's not surrounded, he's out, but there's too many air units. There's too much range. The orb is slinging out damage. And game 2, just once it goes to OldGreg, that's going to be a pity party W for the set. Hard fought from both players. I think game 2, I felt like Supa was more in the groove, but once again, I think just the timing of the aggression was slightly off. Basically, challenging the undead T3 army, waiting for them to get set up, waiting for them to come to him before actually, doing any aggression, doing any lambing, doing any harass. But either way, great games from both players. Fun set to watch. Learning a little bit more about Undead versus Orc. So thank you both for letting me cast. And I think we've got a couple more to watch soon here. But there may need to be a little break before our 2 p.m. gets going. But OldGreg, GG, well played. Supa, GG, well played. Thank you both, and good luck in your future games. So let's get rolling.